Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Susan Lopresti, and as always, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm very excited about today's episode. It's an alternative way of healing, and it's called cryotherapy, or in common terms, a cold shower. So cryotherapy, sometimes known as cold therapy, is used in an effort to relieve muscle pain, sprains, swelling after soft tissue damage or surgery. And it's commonly used to accelerate recovery in athletes post-exercise for decades. Cryotherapy decreases the temperature of tissue surface to minimize hypoxic cell death. Hypoxia is a broad term used for a condition where oxygen demands exceed oxygen supply. As a result of hypoxia, cellular function cannot be maintained, and if it lasts long enough, cells will die. Cryotherapy also reduces edema accumulation, which is fluid in the body, and also muscle spasms, all of which ultimately alleviate discomfort and inflammation. It can be a range of treatments, from the application of ice packs or immersing oneself in an ice bath, generally known as cold therapy, and to use cold chambers as well for cryotherapy. So there's benefits of a cold shower for body and mind alike. Wim Hof, nicknamed the Iceman, is one of many health influencers who recommended regularly exposing yourself to icy cold temperatures. But are cold showers really better for you than warm showers? Or are the benefits of a cold shower simply a myth? Those who swear by taking cold showers feel that the habit gives them an advantage when it comes to handling stress and improving their confidence. The idea is that by being willing and allowing yourself to feel uncomfortable for a brief period of time, you might not only give your immune system a boost, but you may also cultivate more willpower and mental toughness in the process. So studies tell us that there are, in fact, some impressive cold shower benefits, which may include increasing alertness, productivity, and recovering from exercise. It sounds obvious, right, when you say a cold shower, but what exactly is a cold shower? A cold shower is considered showering with water that is roughly about 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. For most of human history, people were exposed to very cold temperature, whether they wanted to be or not. Extremely cold is one form of stress that causes our body to briefly go into fight or flight response and then to adapt in order to be able to handle the same stresses more effectively in the future. Cold exposure causes our bodies to release a rush of stress hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline, just to name a few. This causes a shutdown of non-essential bodily functions, which include inflammatory response, amongst others. So high release of stress hormones may sound bad, but when it happens briefly and then you give yourself time to recover, it actually is very beneficial, much like with exercise or fasting or other good stresses that we use. And I want to talk about a study that found 6 major benefits of taking a cold shower. The first benefit is to improve mental clarity and alertness. And one of the most compelling reasons to take a cold shower is due to the ability to immediately wake you up. And studies have demonstrated that people who partake in nearly freezing showers experience an increase in perceived energy levels, focus, concentration, productivity, and mental cognitive performance as well. Some even describe the uplifting effects of cold exposure as being on par with drinking as much as 2 cups of coffee. Number 2, reduced inflammation and improved circulation. So cold exposure is considered a form of hormesis, a phenomenon in which low exposure to hormonic stresses actually causes beneficial changes in how your body works. The same thing happens when you exercise. Hormesis causes the body to learn to adapt to the stress and to grow back stronger. In the case of cold showers, your body reacts by improving cardiovascular, cognitive, and musculoskeletal functions. According to certain studies, cold showers are attributed with a reduction in muscle soreness and inflammation, along with improved muscle recovery and cardiovascular function following exercise. The anti-inflammatory effects of cold exposure are due to mechanisms including increased heart rate, blood flow, and oxygen uptake. Healthy circulation is essential for helping muscles and other tissues to properly repair, which means you may notice you're able to bounce back better after tough workouts if you engage in cold showers or cryotherapy. And research suggests there are also certain cold shower benefits for your immune system, since cold exposure can increase white blood cell production. One study found that adults who regularly showered in cold for 30 days experienced a 29% reduction in sickness and absence from work compared to a controlled group. Number 3 is it lifted moods and confidence. It takes guts and grit to plunge into cold water. And many find that although it might feel unpleasant, and it actually puts them in a better mood afterwards. By overcoming your fear of being uncomfortable and facing acute stress head on in the form of freezing cold, you can learn to better handle the physiological symptoms that your body experiences when you're stressed out or scared, such as racing thoughts and fast breathing and shaking. Some research suggests that cold therapy can even benefit those suffering from depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. In addition to releasing endorphins and other chemicals that make you feel more alert and excited, another mechanism by which cold showers may boost your mood is by increasing electrical impulses from peripheral nerve endings in the brain, which seems to have some antidepressant effects. Number 4 is it enhances your skin and hair health. And one study focused on cold shower benefits for skin found that this habit may reduce skin dryness, inflammation, and itching. Resisting the urge to crank the heat up when you shower will help prevent skin and hair from losing lots of moisture and appearing irritated and dull. And that's because the cold constricts the blood vessels in the skin, causing pores to look tighter and less inflamed. Although your skin may initially be red after the cold, but that will clear up in no time. And it's just the blood that's coming to the surface of your skin. Number 5 is that it may improve sperm health. So listen up, men. Have you ever heard that men should avoid saunas and hot tubs and excessive cycling because it heats the testes too much? Well, there's some evidence suggesting that cold immersion can help to lower the scrotal temperature, leading towards improved production of sperm and testosterone. Number 6 is it can help support a healthy metabolism. While it's unlikely to cause substantial weight loss without being combined with other lifestyle changes, cold exposure may also help with weight loss. And studies have found that being cold activates brown adipose tissue, which is brown fat, which burns more energy in order to warm the body. And this uses up calories and may help to give your metabolism a boost. And I want to talk about the benefits of a cold shower versus a warm shower, and which is better, a cold shower or a hot shower. And it all depends on your goals. Warm showers can definitely be a good way to relax and make yourself sleepy right before bed. And it even helps to soothe sore muscles. A steamy shower is also a good way to loosen up mucus that may be trapped in your airways and contributing to respiratory symptoms such as congestion. And that being said, very hot showers are not recommended for those with sensitive skin or symptoms like dryness, redness, or eczema. If you have high blood pressure or you get dizzy easily, you may also want to avoid taking very hot showers. Overall, warm showers seem to be preferable at night, while cold ones are better suited for the morning as a quick wake-me-up. Both can be utilized in different ways to help alter your mood, your energy levels, and also muscle function. So let's talk about cold shower methods. How long should you take a cold shower? You want to aim to start with a very brief cold exposure period, increasing the time gradually as you get accustomed to the feeling of the freezing water. And here are some tips for getting started and methods for you to experiment with. So begin with just about 30 seconds of a cold shower. And you may want to start by standing in comfortably warm shower and then gradually lowering the temperature down until it's very cold. As you get used to withstanding the effects of the cold, increase the time that you continuously stay in the cold water up until 2 or 3 minutes, or even more if you're capable of doing so. Another method is the contrast shower, which is a technique that involves alternating between cold and hot water. You can do this by going back and forth between 1 minute of very cold water, followed by 1 minute of recovery in warm or hot temp, and so on and so forth. And you can complete the cycle about 3 to 7 times, however long it feels right for you. So the total shower time should be somewhere around 10 minutes. And this alternation will help to open up your blood vessels and get your blood pumping throughout your body. As far as where to aim the water, you can either stand directly under the shower head or direct the water to specific parts of your body and muscles that are inflamed or tight where you want to put extra attention. You may experience the most benefits and the biggest rush if you allow the water to hit many different parts of your body, especially your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your back. How cold should the water be in order to provide these benefits? Like I mentioned earlier, they need to be between 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit or slightly colder than that. And that will almost feel like it's freezing, but that's where you'll see the most benefits. So while standing in the cold, remember to keep breathing. You might find that you gasp for air in reaction to the cold, but try to purposely keep taking deep, steady breaths. To further boost the mental benefits of the shower, you can pause between breaths after exhaling and take a deep breath in as you count to 5. It's a good idea to finish your shower with warm water in order to make the experience more enjoyable, which will make it more likely that you will stick to it and do it again. And a great way to get yourself into the habit of withstanding and even enjoying cold showers is to do a 30-day cold shower challenge. Start with brief exposure and keep increasing, eventually working up to a full minute or as much as you can endure. There are some precautions. So, are cold showers ever bad for you? Overall, they pose very little risk for causing any damage or real distress, even though they can be definitely uncomfortable, but temporarily. You may notice that your skin becomes red after you're done showering, which is normal, like I said, because your blood is rising to the surface. That being said, it's best to avoid very cold showers if you're dealing with certain problems, such as if you have a cold or a flu or any kind of condition, bacterial condition, you don't want to be under cold water. If you're underweight or you have an eating disorder, which can lead you to feel cold anyway, a cold shower is not going to be good for you. So having a sensitive heart or respiratory issues that cause trouble breathing or gasping for air, I would say it's not a good idea to take a cold shower, but you could always speak to your healthcare provider and ask them what they think. And then pregnancy, I definitely would not recommend a cold shower with pregnancy or hypothermia, which is when you're already cold all the time anyway. So that kind of defeats the purpose. So I want to thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me here today. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming. If you believe that this episode or any of my podcast episodes would benefit someone who you know and love, please share it out with them. Also, leave me a comment and don't forget to follow me here. And also go to my website, www.susanlopresti.com. There you can find out a lot more about me, what I'm all about, the health coaching programs that I'm currently offering right now, and so much other great information. I have a wonderful blog with great articles that you could start reading. So please go to my website. Again, it's easy to remember. It's www.susanlopresti.com. Until the next time, thank you so much for being here with me today, and take good care until the next time. Bye for now.